What's up, guys, and welcome to today's show. We've got quite a few things to get through today. Some good news for some of you football fans out there. Newcastle fans, good news. Manchester United fans, some good news. And Arsenal, we're doing brilliantly. And maybe some more potentially good news for us as well. Let's start off with Manchester United. Onana is complete. Manchester United player. He's in the door. We all knew that was going to happen. It's official. He is a Manchester United player. We all know that we all know that Harry Maguire was stripped of the Manchester United captaincy, and Bruno Fernandes is officially, according to what I've read and heard, the Manchester United captain. I maybe thought Casemiro would have been more of a sensible choice, but Bruno's a fantastic player. His stats are phenomenal. His performances are phenomenal. Sometimes he gets unfairly highlighted by the English media and pundits when he doesn't play so well, or when he does some of his, extravagant behaviours, throwing his arms in the air and whatnot. But he's a phenomenal player. He's one of Manchester United's best players. He's one of the best creative players in the league, in Europe. He is phenomenal. Bruno Fernandes is a phenomenal player. He always works his socks off. That game when United got thrashed 7-0 by Liverpool, that was an anomaly. Generally, Bruno Fernandes is fantastic. I do think, the throwing the arms in the air thing and all that petulant behaviour, he should try and put a lid on it, lead by example, be a lot more encouraging to his teammates. He does lead with his performances by example, but he should try and be a bit more encouraging, more like a Jordan Henderson type captain that he was so amazingly for Liverpool over the last couple of years. But Bruno Fernandes, I think, is the right choice, and I think he will be the right man to lead Manchester United forward on the pitch. I probably think Casemiro would be vice captain, him or Varane. But listen, anyone but Maguire. Awful player, awful defender. I don't rate him at all. In a slower league, in another league, teams that play low block, he could be useful, but not in Manchester United with a progressive team, a progressive manager. Bruno Fernandes will take Manchester United forward as the leader, Erik ten Hag's leader on the pitch. So I want to talk about Newcastle. They have completed the signing of Harvey Barnes from Leicester, left winger, fantastic player. He's full of energy. He's direct. He's got a goal in him. The way he cuts inside. He can link up the play little cute little 1-2s in there. Do I believe he's better than Saint-Maximin? No. He isn't better than Saint-Maximin. He doesn't have the ability. He doesn't have the flair. He doesn't have the genius that Saint-Maximin has. But European football, the modern day managers, they don't worry so much about individual brilliance. They want players that play well within their system, within their team. Saint-Maximin is a fantastic player. He has so much ability, so much flair, so much creativity, spontaneous, but he needs a manager and a team that will let him express himself. Maybe he isn't so good, at the defensive part of the game. Harvey Barnes will be the sort of functional player that Eddie Howe would want for his team in attack and defence. And, that's what the top managers want. They want players with quality, with ability, that can complement the team and the system that the manager wants to implement. I think that Saint-Maximin, I think that he could maybe an Italian team like an AC Milan, Rafael Leao, he's a fantastic player, quite similar to Saint-Maximin, and he's allowed to, express himself because he can literally win games on his own for AC Milan. In the English Premier League, they're not so dependent on one player. Like Spurs are very heavily dependent on Harry Kane, but generally the top teams in England, Villa, Newcastle, Arsenal, Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Spurs, they're not so dependent on one player. The exception is Spurs, but when Harry Kane leaves, we're going to see how Postecoglou adapts them, and they're probably going to become much more of a team and spread the goals and the work rate around the team. So I think that Saint-Maximin may be suited for like an AC Milan, and maybe an Inter Milan, maybe even a Juventus, where his individual brilliance can affect those games and those outcomes, and where the other 10 players might be asked to do a defensive job, or the other 9, and say him and a striker to have a little bit less defensive responsibility, but in the attacking portion of the pitch they can cause real damage. So even the French league, like to a Lyon, to a Marseille, even maybe to a PSG, maybe he can cause real damage out there. And I think maybe the Italian league or the French league would suit his style of play and his talents more. So we're going to talk about Arsenal briefly. Good news for Arsenal: Thomas Partey and Smith Rowe were called to join the team in their US tour. More importantly, Thomas Partey, because his future was up in the air. There's loads of rumours, linking him with moves to Saudi, with moves to Juventus. But this is fantastic news that Partey has joined the squad in Washington, in USA, to play the rest of the games on their US tour. Partey is essential to next season. If Arsenal want to win honours, if Arsenal want to challenge for the Premier League and the Champions League, Arsenal need Partey. He's won big trophies already. He's massively experienced, and I think personally, a midfield of Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, and Odegaard, mate. Apart from cities, and they've lost a lot of, they've lost Gundogan. They could potentially be losing Bernardo Silva, but they've got Kovacic, they've still got De Bruyne, they've got Rodri, they've got fantastic midfielders. So apart from City, I think Arsenal have the best midfield in the Premier League. Without doubt, apart from City. So if they can keep Partey and play Declan Rice alongside him with Odegaard and rotate, I'm a massive fan of rotation. There's so many games, but if that can be the core midfield, Arsenal are going to be hard to beat. And there's no point in getting a quality player in and getting rid of a quality player. No. Arsenal need to build. We've already got rid of Xhaka, a quality player. So we need to build on the squad and we need to build on the quality. So we need Partey for at least another season. Try and win honours with him in the team. Premier League, FA Cups, Carabao Cups, Champions League. I want it all. Arsenal, a big club. We should be challenging for all of it. And Thomas Partey would be key in that. And Jorginho, because of rotation, resting legs, rotating the team, giving everyone games. It's very important for successful teams nowadays. Not just modern day, generally in football, it's very important. Still on Arsenal, I want to talk about Mohamed Kudus. Apparently, the deal is advancing. Man United are in for him also, but apparently with Arsenal, the deal is advancing. Arsenal and Ajax have a good relationship. So do Ajax and Manchester United. But apparently the deal is advancing. If maybe Arsenal are identifying Mohamed Kudus as an alternative to Lavia and Chouameni. Apparently Real Madrid shut the door on the Chouameni thing. He's part of their plans, as he should be quality. Lavia, we don't know what's happening with him. Liverpool might come in for him. Southampton might be holding out. So maybe Arsenal just want to get their business done, and Mohamed Kudus would be fantastic in beefing up that midfield. We need bodies. Havertz I believe he's going to contribute more in the attacking line with goals and assists. So we need bodies in there. El Neni, he's a squad player. He's going to come in and do a job. But I think the core midfield rotation will be, we've got Fabio Vieira, but I don't know if he's ready yet to step up to this level. Maybe he will be. There's a quality player there. But the key with midfield rotation will be, if you get Kudos, Jorginho, Declan Rice, Odegaard, Thomas Partey, Mohamed Kudos, and if you're chucking Havertz in there as well. So that's six. That's six good midfielders. El Neni, Fabio Vieira. You could probably loan Fabio Vieira out. Maybe that will happen later on in the transfer window. And El Neni knows what he does. He's a good man, but he's not quite at the level. But he comes in, 5 minutes left to go at games, plays Carabao Cup games. He knows what he does. He's a long serving player of Arsenal, and he's a loyal player of Arsenal, and he knows what he does. So 6 quality midfielders is needed to compete on all fronts. And if we get Kudos in, that's what we're going to have. That's what we're going to have. And that's what we need to compete at the top level, and Arteta knows this. So let's hope this deal gets done. And probably after that, but probably, unless we're getting rid of like a Tierney, we're going to have to replace him. But the attacking line will probably, there ain't going to be much additions there. I think we should keep Balogun. I think, he will come in handy. But if we get Kudos, I think that'll be pretty much Arsenal's business done. Unless we're going to get rid of players like Tierney, high status players within the team, and replace him with the likes of maybe a Cancelo. So Arsenal are building a squad to compete on all fronts, and with the competitiveness of the Premier League and the Champions League, how it's going to be next season, that is going to be extremely important. Alright guys, this is going to end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So please leave a comment, smash the like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for another one. Peace.